Kevin still has the echo on Twitch, according to Dawn Savior.
April 2nd, 2017. Undead from Cleveland, you're listening to Video Game News Radio with your host, Kevin Baird.
And Don Anderson, right? It's still just me, right?
Yeah, nobody else has joined the show.
Okay. And Don Anderson doing the voices of Brian Baird and Larry Mack.
Right. So we're on the new machine. Don Savior says I have an echo.
Through Twitch.
I am losing my audio. Or I am losing some websites here and there for some reason.
Uh-oh.
So, echo on Twitch.
Echo.
See, I don't know why that would be the case. I believe you. I just don't know why that would be the case, because I'm listening to the output, and I do hear myself, but I kind of have to, so it records myself.
Right.
Which is normal. Hey, Brian.
Fucking hell.
And,
that is not me doing his voice.
I don't know what else would cause Twitch to pick up an echo. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to do about that. I'll have to keep thinking about that. What if I shut this off? Does that work? Does that make it go away?
We'll never know until he says something.
I know. It's pointless.
That's the worst.
The Google Effects and YouTube apps will no longer work after April. That's why my problem was logging in. It's just like, oh, no, you have to add this thing to it. I'm like, okay. And it's like, it's still temporary. I'm like, this is dumb.
Dumb.
You dumb bastard.
I'm not thinking. Bullshit.
What?
Not going to do it.
Check.
No, we already thought you weren't thinking, but we figured you were just like, it's not Sunday. It's not really 8 o'clock.
I have no idea what day it was.
Exactly. So it's not like you.
Larry said he wasn't going to be here last week, but he's not here this week.
Maybe he's dead.
We weren't even on the air last week. So those of you who have been listening and been wondering, I mean, we didn't do a show for a few weeks because I got a new machine that's currently working, although some web pages are crashing. I'm not sure why that is.
Tries to take over.
But things work a lot better now. Performance-wise. Only using 36% CPU instead of full CPU. And I'm able to broadcast now on Twitch and YouTube simultaneously.
I control you.
So we're in a good place. The only problem is
that's why my power went out today.
My air conditioner's not working, so we could always overheat the machine. It's going about 65 degrees Celsius right now.
Warp 1. Warp 3.
Warp on.
All right, let's do our top 20 title drinking game. Yay! If you've never played before, basically, going to list off top 20 titles of the week, and if it's not a video game, you have to drink. That's how it works. And if you don't drink something, I'm going to send Brian to your house. And it's not going to be funny, Brian. It's going to be angry, cranky. I got to get up at 2 a.m., Brian.
Angry, cranky. Hey,
When
where
the
do I park
coffee
There
my
machine-
truck?
is no other Brian anymore. I mean, there is.
The coffee machine doesn't work.
It's not like I'm fucking bubbling out of bed with the big grin on my face.
Are you going to be like that at Wasteland? Are you going to be all sleepy face at 2 o'clock again?
You mean having an anxiety attack because I'm fucking not used to being around people? I like Kevin's excuse, like, well, I'm not around people. I'm like, look, asshole, you work in an office. You're around people all the goddamn time. I'm alone all the fucking time, okay? Like 3 times a week I see
Your
people.
house is full of people. All the time. You got kids.
I have me, my kid, and my girlfriend. The cat doesn't count as a people.
And you got to go pick your kid up. And there's people there.
I don't. Grandma drops her off. And then
Yeah,
the kid
you
just
see
appears in the basement,
Grandma.
basically by myself.
And you get your other
Look,
kids.
man, I'm just saying, like, for the last 2 years, that's 4 times we've gone to Wasteland. Every time I've had people in the room, I just get, like, freaked. And then finally, I started looking into it. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with me? I just talked to my doctor. She's just like, yeah, the only way you can get over that is you have to face it. I'm like, you sound like my dad. He's
Don't
dead.
tell anybody you have a room, even though you already did.
Right. You go to other people's rooms.
And go hang
Well,
out
nobody
in
ever
Law's
gets
room.
one because they're all bastards.
Law has a room. The only problem with Law's room is that at some point, like, they go to the pool. And then, that's weird. So, nobody else goes to the pool. But him and his friends, they go to the pool.
I'll stay here and guard the beer.
It's like drinking and then let's go to the pool. It's weird.
And everybody wants to go to the pool. I'm like, I'm not going to the fucking pool. You mad?
Yeah, it's just weird. All right, number 20 is Rocksmith 2014 edition
Well, you built
for the
big
Xbox
rocks.
One.
You're gonna fucking with a pick.
It's a guitar game.
Remastered, but it's from 2014, and I don't know why, because it's still $30. So number 19 is Rocksmith 2014 for the PlayStation 4. Arguably, both of those are not really a game because they teach you how to play the guitar. So, drinking optional. Number 18, Dark Souls 3 for the PlayStation 4. Number 17, Dark Souls 3 Complete Edition for the PlayStation 4. I don't know. Number 16, NHL 17 for the Xbox One. You play any of those lately, Don? You playing those in the last, 10 years at all?
NHL?
Yeah.
I bought one at Walmart for $1. It was like NHL 12 or something like that. And I think I played 2 games and was just like, yeah, now I know why I didn't buy this. I haven't played hockey in a long time.
Oh, yeah, we're old.
Well, I mean, video game wise.
Yeah. Your heart starts racing and you get dizzy.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I just kind of stick with the football, baseball, and soccer.
I used to enjoy playing the hockey when you and Corver would come over, we'd play some games
right.
then, but otherwise, no. Somebody would always invariably figure out how to, consistently score no matter what you do.
That cheat spot that you can shoot from that one spot.
Right, just eventually ruins the whole game because you can't defend it. It's horrible.
Like the guys who play baseball and just hit home runs every time. You're like, oh, stop it. Not every guy in your team would be hitting a home run. You're like, yeah, but I hit the power button.
Number 15, I have to look up, is Warner Home Video Lego Dimensions Bundle, Adventure Time Team Pack, Ninjago Naya Fun Pack, and Adventure Time Level Pack. I guess you get all 3 toys for $28.38. So you could drink 3 times, since for some reason they're all bundled together. But either way, drink.
Yeah.
I wonder if Larry's still alive. Number 14, Plants vs. Zombies 2 for the Xbox One. Garden Warfare. Number 13, the Nintendo Entertainment. It's the mini, but it's $172.98. So anybody buying that's insane. The NES Classic Edition. Number 12, $10 PlayStation Store gift card. Everybody drink. Number 11, the Xbox wireless controller for the Xbox One. Everybody drink again. This week I'm drinking Diet Cola. Calorie-free cola. Delicious. Don, you having a water?
Of course. And I got
Brian,
water.
are you alive? Are you drinking anything?
If I drank water by mistake, I'd probably start choking because I would mistake it for phlegm. Yeah, I've got iced tea mango by Lipton. Not diet, because that's for fags.
Listen, if I didn't drink fucking...
I think we're the only channel that still says shit like that and completely get away with it. Because nobody knows we're full of shit.
Right.
Bill Burr will occasionally say some shit like that. But then he goes on for about an hour apologizing.
Yeah, we don't do that.
About him being an asshole or something.
We explained that many years ago, so if you just caught up now, you're out of luck. We're not doing that again. I felt greasy afterwards. It was such a lie. None of us really fucking feel sorry.
Seriously, you feel greasy most after everything.
Yeah, you're getting out of bed. Hugging my child. Just...
Right. Ugh.
If anybody's offended, just put them in a room with Dan for an hour.
Oh my God.
Why would you want to do that?
I mean, I wouldn't, but if somebody was, that didn't understand the upbringing,
Dan would just look at you and tell us on his face with his group. He's like, "What the fuck are you telling me this? I don't care. Fuck you, fag." Ha ha.
What are you talking about? His voice gets all high pitched.
love when that guy goes off on shit. He's talking about fucking old people pretending he's having sex and he just grabs the sheets on the bed. Says, you just gotta pull their skin tighter. Fucking pulls it towards him and he's banging the. Oh my god. Oh, that's a fond memory.
Right.
It's right there watching my children graduate from high school and Dan pretending he's having sex with an old woman by pulling sheets on the bed.
Sounds about right.
Number 10, Near Automata. Automata Pisciata. I don't know. Number 10, isn't that bald spot you have on your head there? Alamata Pisciata. Near Automata. Number 10.
What? Get out of here.
I just assume you're trying to invoke Satan every time you try to speak in Japanese. Or Korean or whatever.
For all I know, that could be French. Number 9, Exist Archive, The Other Side of the Sky for PlayStation 4. Is that the real name? The Other Side of the Sky? Yeah. That's weird. It's $12.94 for that weird game. Number 8. From this distance, it looks like it says Cat Stevens. I gotta zoom in here.
That's awesome.
Okay, it's not. Warner Home Video Lego Dimensions Bundle, Simpsons,
Lego Cat Stevens,
Krusty Fun Pack, Ghostbusters Level Pack, and Ghostbusters Story Pack.
Ghostbusters Cat Stevens.
That's
presents.
a triple drink.
Yosef Ali.
That's a drink, though. That's the whole drink the bottle. Lego's trying to cash out, selling all these things in bundles.
Okay.
So they're exiting or something.
They're leaving. We gotta go. You guys want this stuff?
Lego Dimensions Starter Pack for Xbox One is number 7. That counts as a game, barely. Number 6, the $20 PlayStation Store gift card. Save a penny for $19.99. And drink. Number 5 is the Nintendo DS Lite Onyx Edition. That's a drink. Number 4 is the Nintendo 3DS Aqua Blue Edition. I don't know what's going on with these weird purchases everybody's making this week.
Right.
People are very nostalgic for crap. Number 3, the Nintendo Wii console. That's because Grandma, when she heard that the kids wanted the Nintendo Switch, she bought them the Nintendo Wii.
I long for my time to come. Death is like, please let me die.
Ah, shit. Hold on, folks. I lost my connection. Something wrong with that's because god damn it. What the hell?
Death is like...
The fuck is going on? No, I don't want to. I don't. What the fuck? So normally when I go into the show, it will just let me join back in. But now it's letting me it's not letting me go back in. Instead, it's playing the show, which is fucking weird. Hold on. I don't want it to play the show. I want it to... I know what I can do. I can use the link. Hold on. Kill that. Kill that.
I gotta call people in the chat room to see if they can still hear us, because I don't know.
Kevin's back now. I see him.
No, I don't know.
I'm
I
back.
don't know if that's him, but
No, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
Don't worry. Brian will start singing Candlemass and your computer will blow
yeah.
up.
So you better watch. By the way, Kevin, I played that one episode of Two Souls, where you're doing the voiceover of the little girl, and my youngest fucking laughed her head off. She's like, play it when Uncle Kevin's doing the little girl voice, because his voice is all deep and scary. I'm just like, okay. Shit's fucking funny, man.
About.
Stand back.
Oh.
You too shall pay.
Oh, yeah.
There's this little girl walking around, and Kevin does those, like, the motions with. If you ever play video games with Kevin, he'll move the character around like almost expertly. So whatever he's trying to say, he'll like turn the camera really fast. Also, like the little girl will like turn her head really quick, and the hair fly. Don't talk to me, you sons of bitches. You have to see this, fucking the best.
That's funny. I don't know what's all right. We're still live streaming, so everybody should still be able to hear us. So we'll just keep going. But,
Right.
but the main screen's just all
It's
black.
about us.
I don't know. Maybe that's because the controllers shut off. I don't have control of the. Okay, it's weird. Maybe we'll get through some of this. Maybe we'll get through it. Anyway, yeah, Sonic, drink, level pack, and the number one is Ni no Kuni 2, Ni no Kuni 2 for the PlayStation 4. You guys, blame yourselves for buying these games. Don't blame me. I don't know why. I think, like, Flash is crashing is what it is. Like, my Flash...
Barry Allen.
Yeah. Yeah. Reverse Flash is coming in and fucking him up.
Ebar Thawne.
I'm not quite sure as to the... I'll have to investigate more. I mean, this is our first show back, and it's on the new machine, and, you know, I'm still trying to figure things out. Actually, I'm kind of happy that it's working as well as it is, to be honest with you. You know, if you've been listening to VGN long enough,
You expect stuff like this.
yeah, it doesn't usually go very well when there's any kind of hardware change. So,
Or when I'm on.
yeah, well, you just disappear all the time. Right? Control
I think Ryan disappeared now.
What?
Oh, no, never mind. Wow, you were surprisingly quiet for like the past minute.
I was holding my breath.
I can tell. I'm glad I interrupted you. I didn't want you to pass out.
I don't. I go transcendual.
I don't pass out. I just survive.
I'm going to
Yeah.
bring a bunch of beer to Wasteland to get rid of it.
Well, don't bring it in my room.
I'm totally going to.
No.
I'm going to put signs up so people come and drink it all.
Dude, if you put shitty beer in my room, Bailey's gonna show back up again.
Did you get into his email about
No.
he started a GoFundMe
Oh, fuck, why?
for that's a good question. It's really long. It's about him and the things he's gone through. And then he wants to get his well, fuck, I don't like it. It said basically like he was going to school to get his master's, but then he decided to stop and take a sabbatical because he had to take care of his kids.
Sabbatical.
And then he learned how to do some sort of hypnosis thing at Cleveland
Oh,
State.
no.
So he wants to use this for people
To get laid.
having his own like place to have it at, like his own Bill Bailey's Center for PTSD or something. But then, like, it also said he wanted to get his PhD, and
He's just turning into a fucking another Jim Jones.
It was just crazy, and he wanted like $50,000.
Oh my god!
And-
So he can start his own compound of fucking psychotic fucking vets.
I don't think. I don't
And he's
think
in charge
so.
of preaching to him, and they don't listen. He gets all pinched face, like, "Whoa!"
I think
would.
maybe his intentions are noble, in the sense that he probably doesn't want to pay
All
back his
right,
school
come
loans.
on,
But
noble. Who are you trying to fool with that shit?
well, I mean, like,
Look, I'm surprised he's gone with a religious kick as long as he has, but it's just a shtick. Come on.
well,
He's like goddamn John Rambo, the way he walks around. He was in a fucking office, all right? He worked in a fucking office, an air-conditioned trailer or some goddamn thing in Saudi Arabia. Nobody's killing nobody in fucking Saudi Arabia, as far as I know.
I don't know. No, I know. I mean, you're probably right, but I'm just saying, Like, I think, like, you know, but I think he genuinely, you know, stopped being an alcoholic and went to school and got his degree.
Yeah, I'm not saying there's no points given, but goddamn, come on.
I think he does care about other vets and wants to help them. But I think he just doesn't want to pay back his school loans, which is probably what this really is.
Yeah.
Anyway,
come on, you know.
So he got like $500 or something, and then he just wrote one message or something and said something like disappointed or something.
Well, yeah.
I don't know what to say.
Yeah, that's how it goes when you try to hit up broke friends for money. What do you think? Kevin and Brian were going to bail you out?
Right.
You know, like, here, start your own cult. I mean, I would have had the money to be funny.
It just
to watch it crash.
I just think it didn't really have a clear plan either. I mean, like, if you're going to invest in the guy, you got to kind of say what exactly you're going to do with it. It was like, one thing cost like $10,000, but then the other stuff was just like, you know, like real vague. And then he wanted, you know, he didn't want 10, he wanted 50. And it's just like, I don't know. It's weird. Like, if you're going to start a GoFundMe page, just be very clear on how much you need, and people might help you out, you know, because it's like a realistic goal. But if you're just shooting for the moon so you can buy yourself stuff or whatever, then you got, you know, forget it.
I'm going to start a GoFundMe page.
Keep Don out of jail fund.
Huh?
Keep Don out of jail fund. Got all quiet there. Is that really going to happen? Are you going to jail? Did I lose you? Fuck. Hold on.
Their 20s, for God's sake.
know.
I put their name down. Just fucking pay us up dicking around, you know. But they're dicks. So like, oh, well, we have to have this form and that form. Like, well, you're just not going to pay the bill. Fine. But they're going to send it to you, not me. So, haha. Assholes.
Trash. This is bumming me out. Anyway, let's catch up with everybody while I try to download Flash or something. Brian, how was your week?
Well, since I haven't been on the show for a little bit,
None of us have.
the policy at work has changed. The warehouse was informed that they're not to do anything for the drivers anymore at all. That doesn't just apply to us. It means the guards, because they're not True Value employees. We're not True Value employees. The cleanup crew's not True Value employees. So they don't do anything for us anymore. In fact, for the drivers, they're not even supposed to talk to us anymore. We're like, what do we do? And nobody has an answer. We're like, okay, that's dumb. I mean, you're trying to what? We're supposed to cry because you're not going to talk to us? We drive through fucking blizzards. Like, we're going to care that you're not talking to us? It's like, hey, you know. I got my boss, and that's it. And they're redoing the routes again because it's spring and they're super busy. So now they have to give us more work. And the people that we deliver the freight to, the members, as they call them, the True Value members, that are supposedly the people in charge, which they don't really charge. They're not in charge anymore. They used to be. When I started, they were, but not anymore. They're kind of like, what the fuck? We just switched it. Why didn't they just wait until then switch it in spring when it gets busy? I'm like, you'll have to talk to your True Value representative, sir. I don't work for them anymore. Ha 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 ha. So, I'm such a dick, honest to God. I drive Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That's my regular route, and it's like I go to Southern Ohio on Tuesday, which I have to actually admit this route is a lot. It's only 3 days a week, but it's a lot tougher because it's a lot of very tight places I got to back into on the hill fuck parts of the world. And this is more like my original one that I've been listening to for like the last decade or so. I would hand and load the freight, which means I took the pallet apart and then handed them the freight one piece at a time at one store. And on this route, I've got 4 different stores I have to do that to. And I got to be honest, after a while, I'm like, I think I might be maybe 5 pounds thinner now. You might notice at Wasteland. Svelte. So, so a lot of the drivers are actually getting really upset about how they're being treated. And I'm trying to go around and spread the cheer. I'm like, why do we care? Why do we care? We shouldn't care at all. Just why do we care? Just pay me. Okay? They don't want to talk to us. Do you know how nice that is? Think about it. Think about it. They're what? They were so fucking friendly to us before? They're not doing anything different. They just don't talk to us. It's great. We could talk to each other right in front of them and call them dicks and they won't say shit. I mean, you can't really because then they could throw you out for being hostile or something like that. But anyway, what else is new? I saw Rogue One finally for the first time yesterday with my kid. And I got to be honest, I thought it was really good. I was surprised. actually, because I didn't know much about the story. I read one of the Rogue Squadron books like a long time ago, and I was kind of confused at first. I'm like, wait, isn't Wedge Antilles like the main dude in that? You know, and then they made the video game, which was awful. At least the first one was. I don't know if they followed up with anything better. And and I was like, okay, there's a chick in charge. And then I saw, this is the fourth Star Wars, whatever. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I know you guys covered this already, but goddamn, was that fucking weird to see Peter Cushing on the fucking screen. I was just like, God, I'm trying to explain to my daughter who the hell that was, you know, and she's just like, you know, when you start talking about old Star Wars, I really have no idea what you're talking about. I'm like, that's because you suck. You know?
It's like when Dad would tell us about different people on Westerns and shit. And like,
I know. We didn't listen either. It was like, Dad, but you had to, but with Dad, you had to pretend you were listening. You know, just smile, even though your eyes were glazed over, because if you didn't, he would just kill you. But, and then Carrie Fisher at the end. I was just like, what the, that was I didn't know she was in it. I was like, oh my God. So, you know, it kind of put the pieces together, but my kid was confused. She's like,
haven't seen it.
They're all, Well, you know that. You know what happened.
I know. I'm just messing with you.
Yeah, because they pretty much everybody dies. Spoiler. Yeah. If you haven't seen it, fuck you. I've seen it, and I'm the laziest bastard on the planet, so you should have seen it 5 times by now. Right. Yeah, it's you know, I was like, well, that's what happens. They tell you in the first flick, you know, that you know, a lot of people died getting this information, you know, so you knew they were goners. But I thought especially what was really great was we were watching Clone Wars, and right before that, and you know, they showed the robots. The robots have like those shitty fucking high pitched kitty voice, like blah, 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 blah. You know. And my kid was just laughing her head off, and I'm like, that's bullshit. I said the original droids in Star Wars, okay, they were kind of cool. All right, they were fucking kind of cool. And then you watch the new one, and the first thing that happens is a cool kick-ass fucking robot. Like, see, that's a cool fucking robot. Not those gay ones from the more recent ones. They're dumb. They're like, hi, I got a Kai Pacifier stuff for kids. Yeah, it's stupid. You know, like the other one just like clobbers people and shit. Oh, that was awesome. That's just a guy thing. Okay. And I've been watching a lot of Enterprise because I could like play it in the background when I'm driving, listen to it. I can't drive and watch it because I'll get killed. You know, I want to be that guy that ends up on fucking Facebook. Chuck Driver watching Star Trek crashes truck in the bus, you know, or some shit. And I gotta admit, man, I don't know. Like, some of those episodes on Enterprise were good, and some of them were like, you guys are just sort of flying by the seat of your pants, aren't you? Because this is horrible.
Yes.
What?
Sorry, I got you, Kevin.
I'm listening to you, but I'm watching WrestleMania.
Is that on? I was listening to you, but I didn't know what. I thought you were talking about kids, and then
he's talking about the Enterprise.
Enterprise. The show.
And how he can listen to it in his truck because he can't watch it because then he'd kill people and he'd be with that guy. And
yeah.
That's about where I lost it.
Are you gonna watch the new one, the new Star Trek?
I might. I don't know. I know there's that new one that I don't know. I've actually got as a friend one of the redheaded chick that's in the new Star Trek Next Generation, whatever the fuck it's called. She's kind of hot, Michelle Sprecht or whatever the fuck her name is, and yeah, but she seems kind of like she's classy too. Like, she's not like her in a bathing suit or shit like that. She's just like, no, I'm not doing that. If you ask for it, I'm kicking your ass out of here. And I'm like, well, where is this Next Generation shit? Because I haven't seen anything like it, you know, and it looks interesting. But as far as like new shows, Vice Principals grabbed me. I started watching. I watched the first episode of that. I started cracking up like, oh my God.
What is that on?
I think it's on Stars, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know when, but I was the first episode, and all I saw was Bill Murray like right in the beginning. I'm like, oh God. That guy doesn't fucking do too many crappy flicks and shows. I got to see it. So, dude, you got to see it. It's so good.
Did you guys watch Netflix Live?
Yes. I was crying. Oh, my God. The parallel parking was the best.
Yeah.
I missed
It's like our cops should just come up and just take your license and just cut it in front of you. Cut it in half in front of you.
It's still
you can never drive again.
Another couple of days. If you're on Netflix, scroll all the way up on the bar, and it'll show shows that are canceled. And it'll show Netflix Live canceled, and you can watch it. It's an hour. It's pretty funny.
Okay.
I know that they had a whole bunch of shows that were canceled.
Well, this was just... It wasn't
I thought that was just shtick.
It was just for April Fool's Day or whatever.
Yeah, it was really fucking funny.
That's probably gone then.
No, it's there until the 4th.
Oh,
It's just that now it has canceled going through it. Like, if you watched it on the 3rd, it looked like it was a legitimate thing. You know, like, people are like, what the fuck is it? You know, and now it's like they just got canceled. I don't know, you could watch.
What kind of bastards have a pencil sharpening room? They're sick bastards. God, it was so good.
All right. Don, how was your week? Weeks. The last 3 weeks.
they were okay.
All caught up now.
They were chronicled by Tumbling with Tumbleweed live every Tuesday night at 11, from 11 to 12, where technical difficulties abound, much like you get here on Sunday nights, but even worse.
Really?
Oh
show's
yeah,
been-
there's all
your
kinds of
show's
stuff. I
been
tried
all right.
direct. I do the direct connect now to try and like even out the levels so I can use the sound effects.
Right.
And Holiday's internet always is, I don't know, it goes in and out, so it'll just go out of nowhere. Whereas if I was on the phone, I wouldn't even really need to worry about it. I'd just be on the, I'd be live. So yeah, so good stuff like that. But yeah, nothing major. Last week I didn't have the kid, so I had a whole weekend to do whatever I want, and I decided to go into work.
Sit in the house.
I'll work on a Saturday night. Haven't done that in a while. Now I know why, so I'll never do that again.
Well, you were saying on your radio show, and this was the last, like, this shows you how far back I was, but you were talking about how crowded it was on Fat Tuesday, and nobody there was prepared for it.
Yeah, everybody was just like, "Oh, we didn't even think about it." And it's like, "Hello," like everybody's going to quit eating this weekend. But yeah, it was busy. It was crazy busy past couple like week or so. And everybody there is just dumb. I'm getting sick of working there. I'm getting sick of just dealing with everybody and whatever, blah blah blah.
Isn't that everyone in life, though? Aren't you just sick of
Yeah,
everyone?
that's pretty much everybody with their jobs. But the thing is I like deal with people. You know what I mean? So I have to talk to people.
That I don't envy at all.
That's
As much as I bitch about having like a bit of a mental thing going because I'm not around people, I don't really miss, having to be nice to people, and they know it.
right.
They know you have to be nice, and they're cunts about it. They're such bastards. They're just
Yeah.
like, I'll just do what I want to. You can't do nothing. I get you fired. They never stop to think that the person might suddenly turn to a life of crime, like right in front of them, and
Right.
they're going to be first.
Exactly.
Like, well, let me just, this steak knife cuts to your fucking trachea, son of a,
Right.
Yeah, I'm done. Go ahead.
I've seen servers go back to tables, not at the Cheesecake Factory, but I've seen servers chase people out of the restaurant and be like, "Here's your 2 pennies back," and throw it at their car.
That's awesome.
Stuff like that, like because people will just leave like 2 pennies. I've seen people go up to tables and be like, "Was there something wrong? Did I do something wrong?" And people are like, "What? What?" And they're like, you guys didn't tip me. You didn't leave me any money or whatever. People are just like,
You
"I have
approach
to."
them.
We talk to a manager, and all of a sudden, they're getting free food because the server asked, "Hey, where's my tip?"
What the fuck?
Right? Like, how can your employee ask me for money? I don't know. You're supposed to tip him, you cheap bastard.
I always think it's great when the managers back up the employee. And they're just like, yeah, we went through all this effort, and you were just like, ha ha ha, walked out the fucking door like a couple of cheap cunts to get out.
Right.
I mean, you'll never see that.
Well, that's
They'll be
what.
like on Facebook making a blog, like, I was offended. You know they're cunts. You know they're cunts when you watch them.
Well, that's like. You won't see that at like the Cheesecake Factory or like any of those chain restaurants. But when I worked at that Steve's Dakota Grill, which is like the only one of its kind that was there, and that guy who owned that place, people would complain. They'd be complaining to his face, and he would just look at him and be like, "Look around you. This place is packed. I don't need you." He'd be like, "You could just go. If you got a problem with my staff, if you got a problem with our food, you got a problem, just go." And they'd be like, "I'll shut you guys down." He's like, "Look at the place. It's packed. What are you going to do? Other than go away hungry. Go away." He would just kick people out left and right. It was awesome.
That's great.
Yeah, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. So that's whatever. I got to buy a car this week. Got to get a car. It's been
This
4
week?
months.
Why is it this week?
Oh, because Adam got a job.
Oh, so now you can't get anywhere because
So I can't get rides. He told me the other day because he drives me around in this crappy Taurus of his, and he dropped me off the other day. And he goes, "You know what?" Because I told him, I go, "This is the last time you need to do anything. Go ahead and get your new job and go get acclimated and go get figured out and all that stuff." And he goes, "Well, I could just like get some things done on the Porsche. I could drive the Porsche around, and you can drive this car around." And I'm like, "No, that's good. I'm fine. I'll go buy one that like works and isn't full of trash." Because he'll pull up the cheesecake in the back, and if there's anybody out there, I'll be like, "Hey, come look at the inside of this car." And people will come out and look at his car, and they'll just be like shaking there. I'll be like introducing. I'll be like, "Hey, Adam, this is so and so. This is my buddy Adam," and they're just sitting there going, "Hey," and Adam's all like, "Hey, how's it going? How you doing? Oh, you work at the Cheesecake Factory. Oh, la, 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 la," talking to him, and they're just looking inside his car like, "Why is there all this trash in the back?"
There's probably a body in the bottom of it somewhere.
I wouldn't doubt it. There's a raccoon, a bird, maybe a squirrel, any one of those three, any kind of small mammal or aviary animal. Would that be a bird, an aviary?
yeah.
That's a bird reference.
I was listening to This American Life had a spin-off show podcast called Shit Town. It's called S Town on the podcast thing, and it's about this guy. He calls This American Life and like wants them to investigate this murder that happened in Mississippi, but it turns out that the murder didn't happen, and this guy that was calling kills himself. Like, and it's a true story. Like, this really happened. Like, while this was all going down. And so the rest of the time, it's like sort of investigating what this guy was all about and what he left behind. And he was like this real crazy guy that lived in like this like ramshackle house, and he had all this crazy BS, kind of like Adam, except that the difference is that this guy was a genius.
You're right.
And I was thinking, boy, they ought to do one about Adam, because then you'd have a harder time trying to find like the yin to the yang, the balance of what's going on here. Because it's one thing to be like, well, he's just very eccentric because he's really smart, and then you just got Adam, who's just like, well, he's just crazy.
He's just eccentric. Yeah, he's just crazy. It actually came up in my Facebook memories on this day 1 year ago. Me and Adam were at Cinema Wasteland at this time last year.
Yeah.
And he got to sit there, and Brian Baird.
I was very happy seeing him.
He was, you were very happy. The two of you sat there and listened to him talk.
I didn't know what he was saying.
No, of course not.
You can't hear shit in those fucking parties. You got to be like into the guy's eardrum.
Yeah,
right?
You get hoarse trying to talk.
And plus, just the topics of whatever he was talking about was probably just like mind numbing.
Is Blackie going to be at this one?
Who knows? Who cares? There's going to be nobody at these. They get smaller every time.
They do, yeah. But this one's kind of uneventful, too. I mean, it's just another Night of the Living Dead reunion.
Yeah.
Which is not that exciting.
Nope.
Well, unless you're... No. You know what I mean? Like, who's really that excited about Night of the Living Dead anymore, anyway? I mean,
right.
Crying out loud.
Just stop it.
Yeah, stop.
No, you stop it.
No.
Night of the Living Dead. The hell's wrong with you?
Because how many times are they going to do it?
It makes no difference. It's always good.
Night of the Living Dead, man.
Yes, Night of the Living Dead. It's the original.
I've seen it, and I've seen the remake.
Nobody's asking you to show up and give them a fucking like
and then
elegy.
The color version and the remastered edition. I get it. I like the Tony Todd version, frankly.
Yeah, so did I.
All right. So yeah, I got a new computer and spent a lot of time putting it together. Almost sent it back because I couldn't get it stable. It kept rebooting. At first, it kept throwing these RAM problems at me. And at first I thought, okay, the RAM's bad. So, I did the usual thing. I ran RAM tests and everything. And, with MemTest and 86 and all that. And the RAM came back fine, but I was still like, all I got is these paging errors. And so I went on the website and I looked up the motherboard recommended RAM, and the RAM I had wasn't on the list. So I was like, that has to be the problem. So I ordered new RAM, But most people would just send the thing back and be like, "Fuck it, I'm sending it back. It don't work." But I was like, "No, I'm gonna try to figure this shit out myself." So I get the new RAM, same problem. So I'm like, "All right." So I was right on the cusp after spending a week with it of gonna send it back, and then I said, "I'm just gonna overclock the CPU." And my other thing crashed here.
Crash.
The music crashed. And that managed to stabilize it. And then it just took a lot of, not overpower the CPU, raise the voltage on the CPU. And that managed to solve the problem. And then I went ahead and overclocked everything because,
Why not?
yeah, might as well push the envelope. So, yeah, now it's working good, except that Flash is crashing, which I just reinstalled it. I think it's on an old version, so next week, hopefully this is more stable. I remember I used to have this problem, though, where, the things that dealt with sound and video inside the browser would crash, and this was ages ago, and I don't quite remember how I fixed it. But anyway, let's do a little bit of news. We got a little bit of email. Let's read the emails first, because there's not a lot of time. This one's from Dan.
Hey, Dan.
It says, "Hey, VGN crew.
What's up, dicks?
I thought I would reach out and mention I've been listening for over 10 years now.
Sorry.
I've emailed in the past, but as a different
why?
email. The podcast seems to be coming out onto the feed about a month late these days. Also, Kevin's audio from 2/26/2017 was very quiet. Everyone else was fine. Kevin, you should send out the thumb drive so we can start
He was
paying.
mumbling, probably.
No, the one
Still
time,
do the thumb drive thing?
Oh, dude. The one show I know what you're talking about. I know I was very quiet on that show, but there was nothing I could do about it. What I'm doing now is I'm listening to the audio on the audio out of the actual recording device. So I'm assuming what I'm hearing is what you're ultimately going to hear. So I think that works. And that should be better than, because before I would listen through speakers so I could hear these guys talk and I could adjust their volume. But yeah, this will hopefully work better. And in terms of getting the show out on time, you're right. Normally what I would do is I do it when I'm at work, when I have a down moment. But we went through this hiring process, and then we hired this guy, and so most of my, it's not that he's taking up my time, because he doesn't, but most of my time when I'm sitting there, vegging out, is thinking about, shit, I got to give this guy something to do. And so I start thinking of things that I need him to do. So I just got to, kind of clear my head and do, put the shows up, usually on my lunch break or something. So I'll get it done. It should happen more regularly in the future. It'll never be right, but it'll be more regular. And in terms of the thumbsticks and the drives, the thing is I bought all the envelopes, I got all the drives. The hard part is actually organizing the shows. Larry choked, he couldn't do it.
Wow, it's a busy schedule.
I've made different assortments of them, but then I gotta look at the Patreon and figure out what I can fit on one stick, and then they go into sets, and so it's just it's like work. It's it's a little bit of torture.
With the complaining, just do it, get it over with.
Well, see, you do it.
You do it.
How?
See, exactly.
Let it learn.
Nobody really
Stupid.
wants to actually organize the shows. There's so many of them.
Ugh.
And
Should have had it done already.
well, I had the drive crash, and I lost them. So then this one dude that was really cool put them all up on, what's that? Anyway, one of those sharing sites. So I downloaded them from there. Then I had to compare them with the ones that I have, because he was missing some, and I added some back in, and now they're all just kind of spread out all over the place. Larry was going to do them, and he couldn't do them, so I don't know. Eventually. It's not that I don't want people to listen to the shows, but are you people really going to listen to these old shows? Are you really? Are you really going to go back and listen to these old shows? Because, I mean, it's a lot of work for a bunch of people that are probably not really going to listen to these.
Making excuses.
It's just true. Well, why don't you do it?
I don't know how.
You lie. You know how to load your iPod with shit.
No, I'm not doing that.
Like, see?
Not have time.
Oh, like I have time.
You got a brand new computer. It should do it for you.
You can do it.
Tell the
Try
computer.
to tell me to do it. You do it.
Computer. Working.
This one's for
Computer.
Mitchell.
Line up these shows.
Mitchell writes to whatever you want at video game.
Imagine go to Kevin and see the new computer. It's all like 70s bad. You know,
Commodore 64.
like just computer working.
Texas Instrument.
As a ticker tape. Ticker.
It's like that giant. It's like those room computers that were like the whole room full of.
Yeah. You walk in there, it's like 100 degrees.
Lights.
Listen,
Yeah.
Turn the thing on, all you hear is, and all of a sudden the power goes out.
My computer desk is so crazy. I thought, because you know how people sometimes post up photos of their like little gaming area, and how with all the lights and shit. I thought about doing that, and then I thought I'd just be advertising for somebody to kick in my door and take my shit, because it's so elaborate. Like, I think some people would be shocked. So, like, I have 3 27-inch monitors, and they're not just on stands; they're on arms, and I can move them around.
Human arms sticking out of the wall.
Things like that. Like, it's.
It wouldn't surprise me even slightly that Kevin just like, here, let me check my computer. Also, these human arms come out of his wall and just pick up the screen and hold it there. You couldn't start screaming because you might be next. You'd be like, oh, that's.
There's like a rack, and there's like 12 machines in the rack. I mean, it's pretty serious in this room. That's why it gets so fucking warm. Okay, Mitchell writes and says, hey!
Hey.
Yeah.
Adam wants to know, when do you do the VGN show? Don should get the reference.
Yeah. See, I think I said something on the show where I said, "Hey, somebody send this in," and he told me he was going to do that, and then I forgot what the reference was now.
This one's from Alex,
I hear Dockin.
and he writes to Bill Bailey fighting one-armed man at videogamenews.com.
That wasn't Bill Bailey.
Hi, Bogan. It's 1:20 a.m. Whatever. Tell that story of Bill Bailey fighting the dude with one arm and post some damn shows, Alex. That was Kevin Vinoy.
Yeah, I still talk to him on Facebook.
So the difference between Vinoy and Bill Bailey, okay?
Oh boy.
Both of them get into fights, but Vinoy will just snap. Like, he'll be fine,
He's literally crazy.
and then he would
certifiable.
just snap and just go over and just start punching somebody in the face. Bailey, you kind of watch this orchestration happen where he just sort of acts like a jackass on purpose to piss someone off enough that they want to fight him.
Kevin Vinoy annoys people, and then he attacks them and punches them in the face.
Yeah,
Bill Bailey annoys people until he gets punched in the face.
usually
He's
right.
confused. He doesn't know
Yeah.
why it happened.
Right. And then he's like, "Why are you punching me?"
Sometimes, yes. So that's the difference. Vinoy's dangerous. Bailey's kind of dangerous too. I don't know. Whenever I hang out with either of them, you have to kind of keep a distance to any situation that would develop, because you didn't know where it was really going to go. It could get violent. It got violent fairly often. Well, most of the time they're all right, but sometimes, especially when drinking's involved, it's not good. But yeah, well, we were at the hockey game. They were pulling out, and somebody said something to Vinoy when he was driving, another driver. And Mike Forrestal and his girlfriend were in the back seat. I think he's married to that girl now. And I think Mike got out. I stayed in the car with his girlfriend because I was like, I'm not getting it. This is just a stupid thing. And but when I looked back there, this guy had his arm wrapped around Vinoy's head while Vinoy was trying to punch him, and the guy only had one arm. So Vinoy was just fighting the guy with one arm.
Yeah.
Probably being held off by a guy with one arm. That's even
I
more
mean,
incredible.
basically, right. The guy with the one arm somehow got his free arm around Vanoy's head,
Choking him out.
and Forrestal and the other guy were like, "If you jump in, I'm jumping in," so they didn't jump in. And it was just one of those it's not even a real fight. It's like two guys muscling each other, and then it kind of ends, and they go back
they're
into
tired.
their cars. Yeah. Most fights are like that, like some guy throws a punch or two, then they clinch up, and there's no ref there to be like, all right, break it up, you go to that corner, that never happens. So yeah, there's two guys who eventually just get tired, Let go of me.
Stop it.
Me. Stop it. All right, let's do a little bit of news. If you want to write into the show, by the way, you can write into whatever you want at videogamenews.com. We'll read it on there. Sega has released Bayonetta on Steam. Sort of. As an April Fool's Day surprise, Sega today launched an 8-bit version of Bayonetta on the PC gaming service, and it's completely free. Jump Shoot Score, being bad never felt so retro, reads a line from the game's description. You can download it on Steam, where a trailer follows below. Anyway, so you got a free game. Steam. Play Bayonetta. Fun. The next video game movie has been revealed. Variety reports that a film based on an indie game, We Happy Few, is coming from Gold Circle Entertainment. I have a fond memory of Gold Circle in my heart, which produces the Pitch Perfect films. The developer of We Happy Few, Compulsion Games, is working with transmedia company DJ2 Entertainment on the film. The company is also working on The Life is Strange, Sonic the Hedgehog, and Sleeping Dogs movies. All of which are going to be fucking amazing, right? Going to be AAA, perfect films. No, they're going to be awful. Right. Sounds like early days for the We Happy Few movie, as the producers are now looking for writers for the script. There's no word yet on a director or cast. It's kind of like that Matt Damon Chinese Great Wall movie.
Nobody watched that.
Yeah, who thought that was a good idea? That American audiences were going to go see that.
No, because Matt Damon was talking about if Trump built a wall, he'd move or something like that. And then next thing you know, he's in a movie about a wall.
Yeah.
So producer's like, ha, Damon, ha. You make funny, ha. You'll do what we tell you.
March 31st was quite an interesting day for the industry. It was Palmer Luckey's last day at Facebook, longtime developer Koji Ishitani's final day at Monolith, and the last day at Square Enix for Yoshinori Yamagishi and Isamu Kamiko Kuro. Yamagishi is best known for producing the Star Ocean series and Valkyrie Profile. Kamiko Kuryo served on several high-profile games and was the art director for the Final Fantasy XIII trilogy, Final Fantasy XV, and The Third Birthday. Both announced their resignations on Twitter and said they are looking forward to moving on to new projects. I read this really long thing yesterday about how the game company Taito is owned by Square, and it is essentially Square. And it's really interesting, though, because it was like at one point in time, Square had an exclusivity deal with Sony, and in order to get out of it, because Sony owned 20% of Square, Square basically took everything out of Square and moved it into a holding shell company, and then kind of got rid of the old Square. I don't know how they legally got away with this, but maybe it's just some crazy shit. So Sony's contracts were void, and they used Taito as well, to hold on to different intellectual property, and then they moved Square around into 2 or 3 different companies. And then Taito basically merged into Square. But Square keeps the brand, and they keep the name and the people working, but they don't actually develop games anymore. They just work in like the concession business or something. It was really weird. I was like, oh, there's some weird shit going on in Japan with video game companies and stuff. And Enix was involved too. Like Enix, like I think like the original Square went away, and Enix is like what Square is today, and they like changed their name. It was really strange. Steam Top 10. Number 10, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. Number 9, Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands. Number 8, Ark Survival Evolved. Number 7 is Dying Light. Number 6, Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Number 5, Nier Automata. Number 4, H1Z1 King of the Kill. Number 3, Grand Theft Auto 5. Number 2, what I'm playing right now, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Game of the Year Edition. And number 1, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
Larry's Unknown Battleground.
PlayerUnknown's Battleground.
Oh.
Larry is unknown.
There's the unknown battleground.
I have to do my traditional Cleveland article before I wrap up the show.
Oh, who died now?
2 female victims were injured early Sunday in a shooting during a robbery on the city's east side, police said. The robbery happened about 2 a.m. near the intersection of East 118th Street and Union Avenue in the city's Mount Pleasant neighborhood. Cleveland police spokeswoman Sergeant Jennifer Cicacia said. Details about why shots rang out during the robbery were not immediately released. One victim suffered a gunshot graze wound to her head, Cicacia said. She was taken to Cleveland Clinic's South Point Hospital in a private vehicle. The second female victim suffered a gunshot wound to her right thigh. She was taken to university hospitals by paramedics for treatment, Cicacia said. See, folks, Cleveland has so many effing hospitals that even if you're involved in a shootout at the same location, they take you to 2 totally different hospitals because there's just hospital everywhere in this fucking town. Victims' conditions were not immediately clear.
You never die here.
They'll try to keep you alive as long as you got money. Let's see. I'll do one more. A 17-year-old girl who was shot in the arm Friday night during
Jesus
a robbery
Christ.
at a West Side Cleveland subway is an employee of the restaurant, police say. The incident happened around 9 p.m. at the Memphis Avenue subway between West 63rd and West 67th Streets.
Been
2
robbed in
men.
there before.
You went to that subway before? Did you get a
No,
meatball
but in
sub?
that area. I've been robbed in that area.
Oh, you were robbed in that area.
Yeah.
Were they wearing masks and carrying an AR-15?
No.
2
I broke my
men.
window full of pizza.
2 men donning masks entered the restaurant with guns and demanded money. Really? You gonna rob a subway? Really?
It's like
how much
$5 subs. They don't sell much.
Yeah, how much you gonna? Because those places always have like deals, where they stick the stuff in like a bank thing. Anyway, said Cleveland police spokeswoman Senator Jennifer Cicacia. One man had a revolver, and the other man possibly had an AR-15. That's kind of funny to me. Like,
Huh.
what are you bringing for the robbery?
Yeah.
I got this AR-15 full clip loaded. Really? We're robbing a subway, man.
Yeah.
You don't know. I could be locked and loaded, ready to go in there, man. I gotta be on my game. I don't think they got bulletproof vests, dude. They just want to know if you want mayonnaise or mustard. Fuck that. A male employee was taken to the back of the store to get additional money, she said. The man with the revolver shot the 17-year-old girl. What, was she getting smart with you? She didn't give you double meat? Why would you shoot her? It's so crazy. The 2 men ran out of the store with an unknown amount of cash, she said. A 40-year-old woman was robbed of her purse during the incident. Police say the 17-year-old was taken to Metro Health and should be released Saturday. That poor girl. She's trying to work in a bad neighborhood, and not only does she get robbed, but somebody shoots her in the arm.
Right.
Dumb. All right, so that's it for the show.
I'm trying to think of a reason why a guy would just shoot a chick in a fucking bank or subway. In a bank, I kind of guess when he panics, you're like, nope, they're gonna run, they have to go. But just at a subway. But then again, I start thinking about the subway out here. I could totally understand why someone would shoot a chick because they just tend to be bitchy.
I guess. I mean, if they're acting up or something. I mean, I don't know if somebody had a gun on you, if you would get all uppity. It's maybe.
Fine, take the money, you dick.
Yeah.
Bang!
Maybe. Jennifer Cication might give us more details about what happened. All right, that's it for the show. Walking Dead finale is on now, so go watch that. And we'll be back next week, maybe with Larry. I'm assuming he's alive. But I got to remember he's currently living in a box on the street somewhere since he, didn't get his house yet, but had to move away. So,
Trailer.
That's probably his excuse.
Yeah.
So that's it. VideoGameNews.com. Good night.